Are you looking up notes or are you playing Subway Surfer?
I was looking up notes.
Gotta get my coins in. I haven't played Subway Surfer in a long time. I forgot how it's played.
What is it called?
Subway Surfer.
Was that like the level in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time, where you're fighting the aliens where everybody dies because it's like the shittiest, most difficult level? And there's nothing you can do but die. It's just like real life.
I hate that game so much, dude.
Really?
Yeah, I really do.
The Turtles in Time, you hate.
The 4-person fighter games?
Yeah.
Really not a fan of in any of them.
Oh, what about the
X-Men,
Simpsons?
Simpsons, down like the Simpsons. Okay.
Why?
The problem is
those are like the best beat 'em ups.
they're super fun for the first level. Then I don't want it anymore because it's the same shit over and over and over.
No, it
and
isn't.
Over. Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
It's the same combo, the same moves over and over.
Yeah, well, yeah, but there's always different situations and there's neat shit to see. That's why I always like those. Like, who are you going to fight next? And it was always really, really cool. There is a new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game. It's at Funway now. Oh, and I want to beat it, but it's really friggin' hard.
It's a new one?
Mm-hmm.
Is it 3D or a side scroller? What is it?
Same setup. Just, nicer looking, better graphics. Probably like more cartoony, I guess.
Oh,
they're like 3D cartoony. Like
I know
their
what
look of
art
them
you're
now.
looking for. Yeah, that's the Nickelodeon version. Which
Yeah,
I'm like,
I think you can be April O'Neil in there. I think maybe.
I'm actually okay with that. I think that was the other thing is like, I don't know. I love fighter games. I love fighting games, but like a game that only gives you like 15 or 20 characters, I'm like,
only 15 or 20 characters.
I'm not interested because immediately on the roster, half of them I don't want to play. Think about like Street Fighter V.
No, I don't. I haven't. I can't. I don't even know what that is. I don't know. Is that Ken or Ryu?
Okay, well, I mean, think about Street Fighter 2.
Okay.
How many characters can you name off the top of your head? I mean, you can name them all because we grew up with them. So go ahead.
Okay. Ken, Ryu, Dalzim, Balrog, Vega, E Honda. Chun-Li, Blanca, Zangief. Boy.
Eventually, Bison.
Yeah, Bison was the one. The Sonic Boom.
Guile.
There's
got to be at least one more because there's even staging.
Oh,
anyway,
man.
12 characters, okay?
Okay.
Of those 12 characters, who do you not want to play?
Who do I not want to play?
Yeah.
Zangief, I always like am drawn to like the real huge, like the freak characters.
You are drawn to them.
Like I think immediately when I first started playing, I loved Blanca. I beat Street Fighter for the first time as Blanca. I thought he was super cool. He looked totally different. The very first time that I played it, I was Blanca, and that's how I beat it with Blanca.
You beat it with Blanca the first time you
The very first time I beat it with Blanca.
Okay.
I thought it was super cool that he would like turn into electricity. Somehow they mixed electric eels in with that. I don't know, because of Brazil. But I think over time, like hands down, my favorite character is Ryu because I think he's the most versatile.
Mm-hmm.
But like you can always kind of have like I think there's people who really like Chun-Li because of her kicks. People will like Dalzim because of the distance.
Mm-hmm.
Like I wanted to immediately like Zangief because he's like the big guy, but I can't like being able to fight people close up is difficult.
All of his moves are also they're called mid-air attacks or mid-air combos.
Mm-hmm. So
you have to do them like when someone jumps at you, you have to like grab them in the air and do them, which is always a fucking pain.
But I mean, like as somebody who doesn't game that often, like if I got 12 people, I'm probably not gonna play a lot of them, and I'm fine with just playing it through. When I do the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle games, I just like playing as Leonardo because he's my favorite character.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it always makes it easy. But I mean, there's lots of beat 'em ups like Cadillacs and Dinosaurs. My wife and I love Cadillacs and Dinosaurs.
Great comic book, by the way.
That's what I hear. I told her that as well. There was like, oh man, I went online. It was that game thing that you got me when I graduated. When you go online, you can see like best like beat 'em up multiplayer beat 'em up arcade games, and we found some like really really fun ones. There was one they only had it in Europe, Oh man, I wish I could like.
Is it Batman Baseball?
It is not.
I love that game. That's a beat 'em up I can actually like.
Batman Baseball?
Yeah, it's really weird. There is no Batman in it. By
This
the way.
one, like, there's like one guy is a potted plant, and another guy is like an eagle. It's weird,
It sounds really familiar.
and it was only in Europe where they had it.
I spend an exorbitant amount of time watching YouTubes about weird games. Like, there's something extremely cathartic about watching someone speedrun a game that used to kick your ass as a kid. It's like someone going back in time and beating up your bully. So it's like, I don't know why, but I'll watch these game things. I'm not interested in gaming. Like Street Fighter, I'm really interested in. It's about it. But
I'll watch play. Yeah, no, I agree.
Playthroughs
I'll
are
watch
so much fun.
I'll watch playthroughs of things that used to be really difficult for me, and like sometimes I'll like go to the
Not
level.
modern games though.
No, I'll like I've watched playthroughs of like Maniac Mansion just to kind of see if they've beaten it in any way that was different for
Yeah.
me. I'm interested in the people who are able to like beat like Super Mario Brothers in like certain ways, and I'll watch whole like little mini documentaries on like, you know, how in level like 2-2 like different ways on how you can like defeat a block or do all these things, and how people will get stuck on something and they'll keep going. Did you fart?
No, do you want me to?
Wait, something smells like shit.
Rex was down here. Maybe he just took a giant shit.
Oh boy, dude, that smells like the shit of a 40-year-old alcoholic. Well
so proud
done,
of
buddy.
you, boy.
Oh, that is.
I am sorry about that.
Oh, a ton of.
Well,
Wow,
hey, guys, thank you so
smell-o-vision.
much for joining us.
Oh, my eyes are watering.
It smells like he shit in my nose.
Oh my god. Oh, I can taste it.
I'm sorry.
Oh, wow.
I like that I'm apologizing for my cat. I guess
good
like
job, buddy.
what? So I think like parents apologize
No,
for
that
their
one.
kids.
Who's the black one?
That's Knox.
Knox was taking a shit over there.
Oh, she's a giant piece of shit already. So yeah, it's awesome. Hey Rex, someone blamed you for the stink. Okay, so how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. It's been like a long 2 weeks. Work has been pretty crazy. Like, gotta get the drawings and everything good to go. Get our permit. Everything was submitted for permits, and lots of long hours. We ended up doing our party.
We haven't talked about this.
Our summer party for
I want to hear
for work.
I want to hear everything. I want to hear all the
So
details.
because of, I ended up only being there for like the last hour.
What?
I was working. Like I was waiting for all the drawing because I'm working with all these other consultants.
Yeah.
You know, I had to wait for the drawings to be given to me. So
Damn, dude.
if I didn't get it, then so it was supposed to start at 3:30, but I didn't like get there until 6:30. And but I mean,
Damn.
Okay, we did laser tag. Have you ever done laser tag?
As an adult, no.
It
As a
was
kid, yes.
so much fun.
Fucking A, it is.
I was shocked about how much fun it was. I thought it was going to be really silly. I did. I was just like, you know, I was like, oh, okay, we're going to go around with these little things. Nah, dude, it was cool. Like, it was like a big ass room. I think like the more people you have, the funner it is.
Oh, yeah, I get
we
that.
had, we probably had like 12 people in there. Like, so it was 6 on 6, and that was really, really cool. And shooting coworkers is, you know, legally shooting coworkers, and that was pretty awesome.
If that's not a marketing campaign, I'm gonna be really pissed.
It should be like
Legally
presented by the
shooting
post office.
Fucking lines out the
I
door.
know. That's the, you know, that joke doesn't work anymore. Now, like, it only applies to, like, you know, schools.
Ouch.
I know.
Damn.
I know. That's not awesome. But
I was actually listening to NPR today. They were talking about they were doing shooter drills recently in Highland Park, and all the adult. You know what happened last year in Highland Park?
Yeah.
There was a shooting.
Yeah.
And they were talking to like the adults, like what's it like a year later to be, you know, you remember the shooting, and they're like, yeah, you know, it's really rough because blah blah, and all the kids were like, we deal with this every day when we go to school. And I was like, oh my God. Like you hear the stories about kids having to do this shit, but like literally when they say, So
Yeah, bunch of posers.
Jesus, like I didn't know the high school was that bad. Like that. Like
There could always be
Scary.
a shooting at any day.
yeah,
Yeah, I know.
that's terrifying.
It is. I am pro gun, but I'm also pro not shooting kids.
Yeah, I'm a huge advocate of not shooting kids
Yeah, I don't know how
with my legal guns.
I don't know how you get around the whole. I don't know. The country's pretty divided right now. Yeah, we just. Yeah, how's that Supreme Court, huh?
Oh,
You know what? We get everything we deserve, as far as I'm concerned. This is what happens when you don't vote.
oh, fucking A, right?
You don't vote. Guess what? All of this stuff.
Yeah.
If you can't like just fucking vote, dude, it's not hard. It's not hard. You just go to a thing, and you fucking vote.
I'm actually a giant advocate of, besides not shooting kids, like that's on my list of 100 things. But I'm a big advocate of getting the home voting, the vote by mail,
Oh, that's awesome.
because then like
You can research everybody.
that's it. Is
Yeah.
when I go to the ballot, even though I research ahead of time and I have like my little note card of like who I'm going to vote for and blah blah. Because let's be honest, when you go and vote, it's not just the president's seat; it's everybody,
Yeah, it matters on who you vote
and
for.
it matters. It damn well
Especially
matters.
all your local elections, those are important.
and those are almost more important because that's what affects you now, and it affects your community. Like I think everything's important. So when I go to the ballot, like not everyone is listed online. Sometimes you'll get in there and be like, "Who the fuck is this guy? Like this
Yeah.
guy is not on the list."
Yeah.
So when I get it at home, Andy and I will sit down for like 2 or 3 hours.
Yep.
And we'll look at every single person.
I do the same.
Yeah.
And if you don't have any information, I don't vote for you.
100%. If there is no information about you,
Yeah, if you're just like an empty suit,
yep.
I'm not going to vote for you.
100% agree.
Yeah, well, the Republican Party is trying to get rid of that.
Yeah.
They say the whole voting from home is
Unconstitutional and
Yeah.
anti-democratic. What is
yeah.
it? There's another
It-
word.
It was okay when I did it when I was in the military, but all of a sudden when you're not in the military, now it's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you went to Funway. You played
Went to
laser
Funway.
tag.
Something really embarrassing. I was too fat to ride on the go-karts. And that's so embarrassing when like you go to sit down and you barely sit like it's like I can almost sit in the thing, and then you go to like put the seatbelt on and it's like 3 inches away, and I'm like,
hate that.
okay. And then you got to look up at your coworkers and be like, I'm gonna cheer everybody on. I'm gonna be the best cheerleader. Oh, I'm so sad. So I should eat more salads, probably. No, yeah, no, I hurt. I hurt. Oh my god! And I was at the batting cages there, and I swung a baseball bat and like pulled a muscle, and now it hurts to sleep.
Oh god! I'm in the exact same boat. I'm at a month right now. A month as of today's Monday. A month as of today, that I can't sleep. Like I sleep, but maybe for like half an hour, 40 minutes at a time, and then I'm up 20 minutes with my back hurting. I pulled something in my my lower right shoulder blade, and when you pull a muscle, you're like, I just won't use it as much for the next week, and then you're fine. I'm at a month, and it still really hurts, and it hurts like more. But like I switched.
Have you gone to the doctor?
No, fuck no. That's all the way across town. I switched spots with Andy last night in bed, and that like really helped. So I'm wondering if something's wrong with like my part of the mattress, where I'm like made like a Jaysin sized dent in it.
So I've noticed this with my wife and I. Like, I'll get weird pains because because I sleep on one side of the bed, I sleep on my left side more
Oh,
than
interesting.
my right side, because like it's like it's just like the direction that you sleep.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I'm just,
yeah.
Like, so I'll always start on my left as opposed to my right. So I'll get like more weird pains on one side versus the other because of, but that's if you're a side sleeper.
See, I'm only a side sleeper. I can't sleep on my back to save my life or my stomach.
We have those beds that tilt up.
Ooh.
Dude, those are amazing. It's very difficult to sleep on anything else. Very difficult.
I get that.
Because they're super comfy and they make your back feel amazing.
Oh, I like my back not hurting.
Yeah. So, the reason we got those beds is because I needed a way to sit up.
With your arm?
No, because of COVID.
Oh,
I got COVID in 2009, like actual 2019.
Yeah.
July 23rd, or I'm sorry, December 23rd is when I got it of 2019, and my lungs were like sounded like popcorn.
Oh, I remember
all the way
saying
into
this.
like April or May.
Holy
It was awful.
shit!
Oh
Really?
my
I
God,
didn't know it was that long.
It lasted forever. It was so bad, and I couldn't like lay down, or because I couldn't breathe. So we ended up buying this bed that I could sit up.
No shit.
I probably gave that guy COVID.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
He sold you a bed to help you.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
That's what you get.
Shit, I didn't know it was that long though.
Yeah.
Like when you hurt for a long time, you kind of forget what it's like to not have pain. Well, what was it like when you like got near the end? Like did it stop all at once and you just woke up one day and was like, "Oh, I'm better," or did it like slowly gradually go away?
For the pain?
Yeah.
Usually I'll find out when I wake up. Like immediately. Because I got really bad plantar fasciitis in my left foot. It literally feels like I'm walking on my testicles.
Yeah.
It hurts a lot. Actually, on the way home today, I'm going to like stop at Wally World and pick up like a strap or something. Because I've had that for 6 years now. And it's awful.
You haven't gotten it like corrected?
There's nothing you could do, really.
I got these slips for my shoes when I got it.
I do too. And
that-
it makes it feel a little bit better.
It did
but,
help.
But like, if I do like any sort of walking, it
Yeah.
just it shows up again. There's nothing I can do about it.
Granted, my job is like insane amounts of walking 1 day a week. And then it's like most of the time on my ass. And then
Yeah.
like I lose like I will gain weight all week and I'll lose it all on the weekend. And then I'm back to like put it back on. Take it off.
I need to I got to get back on like a healthy diet. I think doing all the drawings and everything, like as you get closer and closer to the deadline.
Yeah.
And you're working more hours and everything, and not working out, not
make
eating
yourself
healthy.
sick.
Yeah, you essentially make yourself sick for
Yep.
the deadline. But now that that's done, I need to go back to something healthy again.
So what's your like time frame now? Like you just finished this giant project. Congratulations.
I mean, there's still more to do on it. Now I'm gonna have like another. There's another project I'm gonna be working on, library somewhere. Haven't heard about. I don't have all the details on it yet.
If you get something cool where you get to like play around with your own like designs and shit, please make like a sub basement where they keep the really, really special books that aren't available to the public that can like, open up gates to hell.
The poison cabinet.
What?
There's what's it called? A gift shrunk.
A gift shrunk?
I think it's called a gift shrunk. It's a poison cabinet, and it's a cabinet that they have in libraries in Germany.
This is a real thing.
Yeah, it's a cabinet that they keep all the dangerous books in.
That's what I want.
And they feel like it's important to have. And I've started to like have my own gift shrunk. Like Mein Kampf would be in a gift shrunk.
Okay.
Very hard to buy Mein Kampf. I try to buy it on Amazon and a couple times, and it always gets canceled.
And I was told you're immediately on a red flag list as soon as it's bought.
It didn't allow me to.
That's fucking weird.
I
Why would
wanted
you
it
censor
for that
something?
reason. The biggest reason is because I want to read it. So when I'm talking to people, I can
understand the
literally,
argument.
because I do feel like right now there's a very fascist-y time right now, and I kind of want to read his rhetoric and compare it to
Yep.
Donald Trump's rhetoric or DeSantis,
And
a lot of these other
DeSantis.
people,
Jesus fuck.
and just
dude.
kind of, I just want to see. So, but I think it's important to have these books so
Agreed.
you can point them out.
Agreed.
There was I just saw something the other day of there was a political party. Actually, I looked this up, and I wonder if it's still on my phone. There's a the Ku Klux Klan started their
I've
own...
heard of them.
You've heard of them, yeah. Ku Klux Klan started their own political party. I didn't
No
say that.
shit.
This was a while ago.
I was waiting for like the taxes are too damn
But if
high
you
party.
no, so hold on, let's look this up. Ku Klux Klan political party.
Is there is
And
their
it's
mascot just a
Their
ghost?
platform. I'm gonna read you, and this is I think they started it in the 80s.
It's called Twitter.
It is called Twitter.
By the way, did you hear the new shit with Twitter with Elon Musk?
Then you want to charge people?
He wants to charge people to read tweets.
I got rid of it.
Dude, I am off that Facebook. I am done.
Yeah, I mean with good reason. They're
Sorry, KKK political party.
the K. Well, I'm
Platform.
trying to find it while I'm like texting you at the same time.
Oh, you texting me?
Or I'm sorry, not texting, but
Do I get dick pics?
I'm reading.
How come I never get dick pics?
Anyway, I was reading their platform. It's essentially everything like they did it back in the 80s. Their platform is almost word for word what they're trying to do in the with the GOP right now. Like it's crazy.
I mean, I act shocked, but I'm not. You know, like what's the purpose? Like it's obvious. It's so fucking, I don't know. Like when we're preaching to the choir, what we have like 12 listeners. All of them are like, yeah, and
I know you're not gonna convince anybody. I don't know, but you gotta remember, like there's another two fat guys saying the exact same thing that are conservatives,
which on
about
the
us
flip side,
thinking that we're stupid, we're not intelligent, we don't read anything.
Unless it's the back of a shampoo bottle.
I mean the reason why everything is the way it is like if you are getting your information online, the algorithms are set up to where they want you to be outraged, because if you're outraged, you're going to stay on longer and you're going to click more and you're going to read more.
Thing. Right.
And the probability of you looking at one of their products that they're trying to sell is going to go up. It's all about lubricated catheters. And
lubricated catheters.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's just because Rush Limbaugh was always selling lubricated catheters.
Wait, was he really?
Yeah.
That was a real thing.
Yeah, it's a real thing.
Oh, I thought that was like off the top of your nugget and just like that is now the marketing term of shitty clickbait marketing.
Like these guys are, they're trying to keep you engaged, angry, and they're trying to sell you your lubricated catheter.
Not unlike an unlubricated catheter.
Much like an unlubricated catheter. It's just a
serrated catheter.
Very uncomfortable.
Oh, band name. Anyway.
Serrated catheter. Gross.
Why do my band names always go gross? That's what Andy says too. She's like, ew.
There was a time when you and I were both going to NIU. And it was outside of Grand South, and they had this thing where they're allowing people to like come up to a microphone and rap.
This, yeah.
And you had like this fucking pornographic, awful rap that you had memorized. That you had to have written this and memorized it. I mean,
because no one else would be dumb enough to.
Dude, it was like straight up vulgar. Like, I am not going to repeat.
I don't remember what I said, but I remember the event.
Very, very vulgar. Okay. I mean, you were very graphically explaining what was happening to a young lady at the time in a rap in front of a group of people, and the guy literally had to take the microphone away from you and go, "Okay, no, that's enough."
I don't remember that.
You were literally asked to leave.
Oh, yay!
Yeah,
I don't know.
How did we get on this? You being vulgar. Yeah,
Street Fighter 5.
The Street Fighter 5. So I went to a work party. It was pretty entertaining. My wife roller skated. She she loves it too. She goes roller skating all the time. She wants to have when she's done with grad school. She wants to do like a roller
rink party.
A roller rink party.
Oh my god.
But like, do you remember
In 80s, like 80s fashion, though?
So this is a good segue.
I'm listening.
So did you ever go to Funway when you were younger?
I went maybe twice, but just the roller rink. When you told me there was other stuff to do there, I was shocked. I had no idea.
So much to do there. Like the outdoor thing is super cool. I was trying to like visually put. I remember going. I thought you and I went there.
I think so too.
To play Terminator. Like that's when we almost beat Terminator 2.
Disagree, but okay.
Where did you think that we went?
Bowling Green.
But Bowling Green. Was it by a bowling alley? Shoot, I don't remember. Anyway,
I'd put money on it, but then again, my memory's for shit anyway. But like,
I do remember there being a bowling
on.
alley there, but I also thought that there were bumper cars there too. So, anyway, the idea of that was like it's a place to go that was like super fun, and people always have a good time and stuff like that. There's a social theory of something called the third place.
You've mentioned this before.
I've never mentioned it to you before.
Oh, this sounds ridiculously familiar.
So I was listening to a podcast a couple weeks ago. I don't remember what it was about, but they gave this social theory of the idea of this third place. It's a place where it's not your home. Your first place is your home.
Right.
Your second place is going to be your work. And the third place is this other place that you go.
That you want to, right?
That you want to be there. You feel welcome there. And for a lot of people, that third place could be like the mall could be a third place. Or Funway could definitely be a third place. For some people, it could literally be a bar that they'll go to. Or it even could be clubs and stuff like that. And I started reading a book called Bowling Alone, where he's talking about, and I'm not done with it yet, but it's essentially like there used to be this idea of this third place that people in America used to go to all the time.
Okay.
People would always have the idea of this third place. And whether it was like a religious place, like a church could be a third place.
Oh, I see.
Or it could even be like, organizations where there was all these men clubs that they used to have.
Yeah. Like the Owl Club downtown.
Owl Club
Elgin,
or stuff like that.
YMCA.
YMCA could be another idea of a third place. But over the years from like the 1960s, like from like 1968 to now, those places have almost completely gone away.
Really?
And they were saying that like in the people in their 40s is usually about the time when like people really start to kind of get into like having that fourth place.
Really?
I'm sorry, the third place. And
is that like fourth meal?
No, the third place.
Yeah.
So the big importance of this third place was that was kind of like how you dealt with society. It was like a societal place.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So for you to be like fluent with how to deal with others was what you did there at this third place. So you were able to, possibly learn things about leadership. You would get there, how to help out your community. A lot of like neighborhood watch, neighborhood things.
Yeah, this makes sense.
Stuff like that. But it's completely gone away. I know, like my wife and I, we were thinking about joining the local neighborhood association at our park because we live in a historic district.
Right.
And there's like a lot of like-minded people, and we started doing that, but I mean, it feels so weird to try and get your foot in the door. I mean, I was a member of the VFW, and again, like it feels weird because it's older people, and I don't really know on how to do that, but I'm absolutely fascinated by the idea because it seems like something that I would want in my life. Like I love that idea of this.
You are a social person, and I think you find the connections that way.
Well, I mean, I think it's really helpful. But is it possible? Is it possible that the internet is getting rid of the third place? They were saying that it's been going downhill since the 60s. So like I don't really think the internet machine is like 100% the only thing.
Oh, I'm not saying the only.
If anything,
I will
like
argue that though.
If anything, I wonder if like the internet is replacing it.
Yes.
Maybe.
Yes.
I mean, Los Dudes, I would argue, is a third place.
Correct. Yeah, that's the first thing I thought of. Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, was your dad like a member of anything?
Gun clubs.
Gun clubs? See?
Yeah.
I mean, and yeah, you know, if you go to a gun club, I know that your dad was a president there a couple times.
He might have been, but not by choice.
Yeah, usually it's like it's going to be somebody's turn, but it's how you learn leadership skills.
Yeah,
I know
right.
that you were a trap boy when you were there. I was a trap boy.
Yeah.
I mean, you learn on how to deal with. One of the things that they said is really important about a third space is that you have to have multiple socioeconomical classes in one place.
Okay.
Like rich people and poor people.
Okay.
That's definitely where we're going to hang out, which is why bars were really important as a third place, which is why churches were important as a third place.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I don't know, maybe Los Dudes would probably qualify for that.
I would qualify it, but then again, I'm more apt to believe that there's a lot more emotional, sociological involvement in the internet than most people give it credit for. And I gave it credit for that very early on. Like, I found chat rooms and forums and things and MUDs very endearing to my social skills and like who I became as a person and things like that.
I have a hard time. Like, I think as humans, you kind of need some sort of face-to-face, though. I mean, to be able to get 100% of that online, I know, like, early...
So what about social media?
Well, yeah, exactly. Let's look at social media. It's a cesspool. I mean, it's really like, it's like this garbage floats to the top, almost always.
It is.
And I don't know if, like... Is that the best place for, like, you know, let's think about younger people.
Okay.
You know, what do they get? Like, I feel that you and I do have experience with the idea of this third space. And now that we are in our 40s, like, usually this is the time when we would take leadership of said space. But, like, you know, I think that we're missing out on that by not being head of an organization or being a leader to a large group of socio and economical people. That's gone. And it's how you deal with others. I mean, on the left, there's so many people that hate rich people. I know, like, you know, there's things that I really dislike because I was from West Chicago and a lot of the jobs were in Naperville. And
Yeah. Well, right.
You know,
right.
you
We were
immediately wanna hate-
surrounded by great towns and
Yeah, you know.
great,
but, like,
great in quotes.
is everybody who have money awful? No, they're not. And I think it's important to have the idea of this third space to do it. But the younger people, you know, where are they going to get that? Like, are they're really going to get it from Facebook? They're going to get it from TikTok? I mean, are influencers really, like, are those good role models for people? I don't think that they are. I mean, I guess you can find what you want to be a good role model, but it's all a facade. It's all an illusion on what's good, because you're only seeing what they want to show you for 60 seconds.
Yeah.
According to you, 7 seconds.
Now it's 3, by the way. As of last week, I watched a few fucking videos that
According to who,
shattered
though?
my world.
3 seconds?
Yeah, 3 seconds is the new 6 seconds.
That sounds. I mean, doesn't that sound awful?
Yeah.
I mean,
Dude, trust me, we were talking about it today.
It sounds like the Idiocracy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to look at anything that's longer than 6 seconds. It's too much for me to.
Yep.
That's awful.
I know.
That's brain rotting awful.
So, man, there's so much to unravel here. First and foremost, I think there is the third space element in online communities. I don't think face-to-face is as important as true emotions. And I believe you can be far more real when you don't have to share your face. Because you mentioned church as being one of these third spaces that people... Third place or third space?
Third place.
Third place. The third place is... having a church. And church, let's be fucking honest, most of the time you are not who you are in church or in a church environment. Granted, I am not part of that realm. I can't speak for everybody. But if you're showing your face in church, you're showing your best side because you want everyone to think that you are the holy shit, that you're better than everyone else. That is the feeling I've gotten over the years from going to churches, things like... And environments like that. So I think there's far more truth to be had through anonymity, even though the anonymity might just be not my physical form, but just a space online.
Yeah, but then I mean, then are you arguing for them to just have like full id?
No, not at all. Because I think full id is also the uncaged animal. It's the feral cat, when there should be decorum to a certain degree, but you should still.
But how do you get that online?
I believe there's lots of places online, but I mean, you said so yourself. The shit floats to the top. And that's very true. You're going to see the worst dregs of humanity in the comments because they're the ones who are getting blasted the most. You're going to see the worst comments on Reddit the first because those are the ones that get the most attention.
So then, okay. So I'll go back to you have kids. Like, what are they going to learn? Oh, I have to be awful, and then I'll get attention.
It's kind of a shit thing, but that's, I mean, saying that you have to be awful to get attention, that's fucking old as time, man. That's Beauty and the Beast right there. That's
but then
there's nothing new about that.
That's true. I agree with that. But I mean, learning how to be a good person, like that is also something that you can see and learn, and you kind of have to feel it out and realize, like, you know, I can make somebody feel bad, and I'll get attention, or I can, you know, it's a little bit harder, and you got to kind of throw yourself out there. I can be good, and I can also get attention from that. Or I don't need the attention from it because I can see, like, I'm doing something good.
Yeah.
But here we go. Also, online, like, are you really gonna get any sort of positivity out of that that's actually gonna happen? Other than invisible updates.
Now, hold on. You let's classify what's online, because I think the way you are classifying online is through social media.
Yes.
Where I think online you also have forums. You have
but those are still
video games.
Those are still ranked by updates.
Well,
like Reddit is, you're going to get your updates or your down dudes.
I don't. Okay, but what about video games? What about MMORPGs?
What about them?
I believe there's a giant networking and social element to these games. All of them? No. But I believe there's definitely social elements to a lot of them. And the irony is, or not irony, what I'm believing is that the grand reason why most people play these games is for the society, is for that third place.
Don't you feel that that's dystopian, though?
Why?
In the movie Ready Player One, like, they lived in this awesome, crazy, beautiful world.
Movie or book?
Because both.
Two different mindsets.
Well, in both of them.
All right.
Where did he actually live?
In a dumpster, in a van, until
the stacks.
Until he
lived
away?
He lived in the stacks, which were
in Ohio.
Stacks of trailers,
right.
And there was just absolute garbage and trash.
Right.
Like, that was his real world. So he went online to just live a better life.
It's escapism.
But did he? And this was the thing in those books that I was so much more fascinated in, like, what's going on with the stacks? Like, what's going on in the world that it's so awful? You know,
I agree with that.
And what was the idea of, like, escapism was definitely the right choice.
Yeah.
Like,
what's wrong with that?
It was dystopian to me.
See, I think a lot of people give shit to people who play games as a waste of time.
And I don't think that it is. But I think as far as, like, a social movement, as a place to learn on how to interact with society, and how to possibly better your community, by getting updates of people on the other side of the world, or, like, cleaning up your park, like, that's right across the street from your house. Like, one is way more influential and can help than the other.
Which one is that?
I think the one where you're making your actual place where you live better.
Why?
Because it's real.
It doesn't feel real to me.
I mean,
I'm not going to spend time there.
Do you live in society?
Debatable.
It's debatable that you live in society.
Most of my time is not with society, so why would I recommend myself?
Who do you get your money from?
Clients.
Where do they live?
Not in my house.
Well, I mean, if it's just your house, I mean, if it's like fuck everybody but me.
Oh no, I've never believed that.
But I mean, that's where that's leaning.
I don't
right?
think it is at all.
If you're gonna shut everybody out and it's fuck everybody, I got mine.
Never said that, but continue.
If you live only online and you're not bettering your local place, like that's full globalization. Like there's no localization there. You're not making your community better if you're not doing anything to help them. Now, I think in your case, like there's things that you're doing. You are going out and you are talking to local people and you are trying to do that stuff.
You're talking about me or
you personally?
Oh, okay.
But I'm talking about people who live in their parents' basement.
Yeah, neats.
And they don't. What is that?
No education or intention of career. I'm forgetting it. It was like they don't have an education to back them up to do a career, and they're not looking for a career to have. So basically, they just live off someone else.
That sounds awful.
Yeah. I mean,
there's like an acronym
I'm
for
there.
it and everything. It's so common.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I mean,
I gotta look it up because it's bothering me.
I'm like, that just sounds. I mean, I just feel like we're just barreling down like this dystopian.
Not in education, employment, or training. Means you're not doing anything.
But if they're living a happy life online, you're saying that that's okay?
As long as you're not a burden to someone else.
Are they paying? People are paying for them to do everything.
That's a burden. So that's where I have an issue. I don't believe everyone is meant to be around everyone else. You are a social person. You are an extrovert.
I am not. 100%. And I think it's funny when people say that. My batteries are definitely recharged at home.
I am wildly happy that someone defined it that way because that's exactly how it is. I have no problem being in a room full of people. I have no problem getting on a bullhorn and talking to everyone in that room. I have no problem just raising my voice a little bit and being the center of attention. But I'd rather be at home 99.9% of the time, and the only reason that 0.1 exists is because that's where Taco Bell is.
If you would never talk to anybody ever again, would you do it? If you had the financial means?
Talk to, like verbally, or
would
communicate?
Would you ever communicate or interact with anybody ever again?
No.
Would you become like a shut-in?
I wouldn't find enjoyment in that. No.
At all?
No.
Why do you do this then?
Why do I do what?
Do you feel like you have to do this?
What, the podcasting or the work?
The work, the podcasting.
No, I enjoy. Wait. I think you misunderstood me. I think maybe I misunderstood the question and said it the wrong way. I would not want to cut myself off.
Okay.
That sounds terrible.
But if you had like Elon Musk fuck you money,
okay,
would you become a shut-in?
No, I have no interest in that.
Would you try and help society?
Depends.
What would it depend on?
I mean, many factors.
Would you be a philanthropist?
It depends on what the philanthropy entailed. It really would.
It would involve probably talking to people. You could pay people to talk to people.
No, not interested in that whatsoever. I'm interested in talking to my friends or people I like.
Sometimes,
new people, not interested.
Sometimes it's hard for me to make generalizations about things when I'm having conversations with you. Because you are. There was a book called Outliers, and I think you on many things you're an outlier.
Oh, why?
And I don't know if it's because you want to be or if you are.
Okay, so let's break down. Okay, let's define this before we go on to the conversation.
Being an outlier?
I think that will rectify the argument.
Well, the argument that I'm making, or it's not even an argument, it's just I'm fascinated by third spaces or third places. And I believe
it's a fascinating
and I
idea.
think the loss of them I think is contributing to a lot of the problems that we have.
Now, you're saying the loss of third places being physical, actual geographic
I do,
locations.
or at least something where I think you can help. But I think like you have to kind of, help where you sleep, help where you live is really, really important.
You keep mentioning help. Help was not, I don't believe, please correct me if I'm wrong. Help did not enter the definition of third place.
So when I was talking before, third place was a place that you would go to learn on how to interact
Correct.
with your local community.
Correct.
How to
lead.
To be in a society.
Correct.
And opportunities to learn to lead, learn how to follow.
Yes.
And it'll often be maybe not 100% for the betterment of the area, but it can lead to that. There would be opportunities to make things better.
Well, I'm willing to argue your definition of betterment an area.
Wait, say that again?
I want to argue your definition here of bettering an area. What defines an area?
Well, I would
Two,
say
what defines the betterment of it?
I guess that one would be like, because what I would think would be bettering it, another person would say you're not.
Yeah. Or hindering in that
Or hindering, yeah. Like if you're, how dare you take my right to take things away from you? How dare you take away my right to take away your rights? So it does feel like that is a thing, but if you're interacting with people who are not in your echo chamber, and you can
Okay.
actually learn from others,
Okay.
and understand where they're coming from, I do feel like a lot of the fights and everything we have, like the division that's happening in between large groups of people in America, wouldn't occur. I do think that there are people at the very tippy top that want to divide people.
I utterly
I
agree.
think that has been going on since the beginning of time.
Correct.
If you can figure out how to divide people, they won't realize that you're taking from them.
If it's a good con, you won't realize you've been conned.
Yeah, and by the removal of local third places, that is again not the only reason why things are going wrong, but it's another brick in the wall that's
what defines
separating each
local third places.
So I guess local,
because I would define if I were to go to a place where I felt
like it doesn't have to be
comfortable-
your hometown,
Yeah.
but like I think regional would be too big.
Okay.
But like, like I don't want to like put like a number on it. I guess whatever local is
But
to you.
I think that defines
like
a
Chicago
wildly
could be
different thing.
local to us.
Okay. Okay.
I think Northern Illinois could be local to us.
okay.
But like Colorado is probably too far, Even Iowa's probably too far. Like I would say just short of regional would probably be local.
So, again, please excuse me if I'm wrong and correct me. You're wanting the betterment of a local community.
I think by people interacting, it would automatically make a betterment.
Well, by that definition, I can have that online at any time.
Would you not be in
without
an echo?
geographic.
Wouldn't you be in an echo chamber there?
I don't believe so at all. And that's where I think online actually comes out better, because I have a better chance of having a wider, diverse socioeconomical landscape of people online than I do in person.
How do you know?
You don't. And
Exactly.
I think that's part of the beauty of it.
Is it?
I definitely think so.
So everybody, what if you're just talking to a room of 13-year-olds?
You have a room full of people who are taken away from a lot of different masked elements that we put on people in society. If you were to join a club, okay, Club A, okay, Club A is full of men only. Okay, it's a man's club because where men can be men. Okay, immediately you just took away 50% of the population and a wildly different mindset to arguably any kind of conversation you could have. Okay, and then because of that club, it costs money. It costs money to be a part of this club, right? You know, for dues and things like that. Well, now you just took away other people because they can't financially afford to be a part of a club when they have to feed their family, okay, or themselves, or just take care of whatever, okay? But now it's a club in Elgin, Illinois. Well, shit, you just took away a giant portion of the population who is not going to travel to this little town in suburban Illinois. So you are literally looking at this tiny little geographic landscape who is going to be here in this area, which, let's be honest, is probably either Hispanic or white or a very small version of black or some kind of maybe Asian or Indian. That's not a lot of population of Asian and Indian around here, but there's a lot of white and Hispanic. So you're getting down to like two basically cultural genderifications of men, and who's going to be a part of this club. I doubt kids are going to find it very interesting, and I doubt the elderly are going to find it very interesting. So probably maybe, let's say for shits and giggles, 30 to 50. It's a very small number.
So I think if you had I think in a professional sense, having a wide net would be very helpful. But like, if it was something where people needed help on like mental health stuff,
Okay.
like, are you going to get the same amount of, like, would it work as well if everything's like culturally different? I don't know. Where am I going with this? I don't know. For what you're saying, I don't think that would work in all cases in all clubs. I think having it be globalized for your club doesn't always work for every single case.
Okay. Define globalized real quick, just so I'm on the same page.
The globe, the planet.
Like regardless of country.
Regardless of country. You can have a massive thing, but if you say, like, if you wanted to figure out, let's see, like, I almost like want to go out, like, because Reddit is like the place, because Reddit is a series of places where you could go and you could look at things, but for a lot of it, it's just people making dick and fart jokes. It's much like this podcast. It's not really helping anybody.
I actually beg to differ on that one.
I will go to Reddit to find answers on things, but like, you always have to take it with a grain of salt.
Of course.
Which is the really hard part.
But I take everything with a grain of salt. I take nothing as
Do you feel like people learn better in person? Or do you feel that people would learn better, possibly somebody's not lying to you online?
Learning what?
In this, we'll say how to make a small boat.
How to make a small boat
with power tools.
With power tools. How to make a small boat with power tools. Yeah, I would probably say for most cases, learning in person would probably be more beneficial. However, I also know, especially being a fucking teacher, that people learn at drastically different ways. So the kid who, I say kid because I'm used to saying kid, sorry. The person who wants to learn to make a boat in their free time but doesn't want to spend, a lot of time, because let's say you're learning to make a boat with someone who has a very limited amount of free time. And how long does it take to teach someone to make a boat? Just give me a general number that's probably not accurate.
3 months.
3 months. 3 months. Jesus fuck. I was thinking hours. So 3 months, that means that person has to dedicate the time to teach this other person to teach them how to make a boat. And I'm getting to this real quick. You, me, and one other dude can't sit down to talk. How are these people going to keep meeting up for 3 months to learn how to make a boat?
If there's a small boat making club in the local area and people can go to it,
it's a
and
fantastic
that one guy
idea.
has the power tools that nobody else could afford.
Okay.
And he would be sharing it with other people.
Uh-huh.
And it's just something that this guy does because he enjoys doing it. Other people enjoy doing it, and they just go to this weekly meeting where he shows them the process of doing the entire thing.
And they're all interested in the same thing.
And they're all interested in the same thing. But while they're doing it, the kid is learning on how to work with the other people that he's in the club with.
I get that.
He's being given hands-on things that he could do, and as he's learning it, people who are behind him on a knowledge base, he's now learning on how to teach others as he's still learning. Like, how do you get that on an online? How do you get that in an online forum?
Well, I actually can see how to do that in an online forum, but my bigger argument is you kind of defined an echo chamber.
In this case, this would be this one thing. Well, no,
you're right.
You understand what I'm saying, though? I mean, like, learning how to be a good person in your community and doing things with people in your community.
Yes.
And then being able to make changes in your community is super helpful. But going online and playing video games with a guy in the UK, and when you kill him, you kneel over his face and call him bad words. How is that helping?
You sound a lot like a Republican.
Well, there are things.
Here's my point of view, and here's this one tiny little one thing.
Well, I know,
online.
but you could do that in anything.
Yeah, I could do that in real life.
I feel that the elimination of the third space, and it doesn't have to be a religious thing. It could literally be like guys who just enjoy hanging out, is super helpful, especially in a community. But they're all completely being eliminated in America.
Define community, though, because I think you define community as geographical, where I don't. What about a group of gay people who need to connect to other gay people?
And that would work. Okay, so in your community, now you live on a cul-de-sac.
I do.
So you don't have to deal with these problems as much as I do. I live on a street where there's... I live on a street next to a stop sign, and people are flying past my house all the time.
Yeah.
Now, in this case, would I go online to try and find ways on how to possibly get people to stop speeding past my house at like 2 a.m. because I'm next to a stop sign? Or do I get engaged with the local community, and this is what I mean by local, to make positive changes in my community?
I would go online first.
You would go online?
Yes.
But then it would eventually it would have to lead to something. Either to
it could lead to connecting to other people, but we've tried to do that around here and no one responds, so we just take care of it ourselves. Example, in the middle of our cul-de-sac is that little island of weeds and some grass. We've gone online. We tried to figure out who to contact, how to contact them, no information, who owns it, yada, yada, yada. And then we went on Reddit to see what other people have done similar in this situation. We have read up on it. We contacted all our neighbors to say, hey, we should all contact our homeowner association and tell them.
You're in a homeowner association?
Oh, God. Fuck, you goddamn right, oh, God. It's like, we should contact them and tell them to mow this. And they're like, no. But they'll bitch and complain that it's not getting done. So we got tired of it, and we went over there and just mowed it.
Who's we?
Me and Andy.
So you now just mow this thing?
Not all the time. I think they got pissed that we mowed it, the homeowner association, so now they come and do it.
Positive change.
No, it absolutely is.
In a local area.
But we found the solution online.
They told you to mow it and piss off your HOA?
Basically, yeah. We fine-tuned it a little bit.
Did you talk to any of your neighbors?
We talked to all of them. No one wanted to do anything. And they dropped themselves from the conversation.
Is it possible that had they been part of a local community that was used to trying to make positive changes in their area, if something like that existed, maybe you would have gotten an answer, or maybe that this would have been solved in a better manner? And it's a shame that those type of places don't exist in America.
John, I'm becoming wildly observant that you think you and I are arguing that which one's better, and that's not the case. I'm arguing that online is a third place, not that it's superior to.
No. Well, I think for positive local change, in person is superior. I think that people can find fulfilling places online to better themselves and to make themselves happy.
Yes.
And that in turn...
And others.
But that in turn could make you a better person in your local area.
Yes.
But to make good local improvements in your local area, those places are quickly disappearing.
Okay, I'll actually agree with you on something very similar. Speaking of HOA, the place we lived before we moved here, we would go to the HOA meeting every single meeting, even if we had nothing to say, because we believed if we ever had an issue, we had to be present. Both me and my wife believe that if we have something to bitch about, we're not allowed to bitch unless we are trying to be a part of the solution. So when we moved here to the new HOA, we showed up for the very first meeting, or our first meeting, and the board just kind of stared at us the whole time. They're like, "Why are you here?" They're like, "We're homeowners. This is our association. We want to be present and do something right for the organization, do something right for our neighbors, blah, blah." They're like, "Well, what problems do you have?" We're like, "None." Why should I have a problem to be a part of the conversation? So we went every single meeting. They only had 4 meetings a year, so we went to every single one of them. And now they just stare at us like we're the Gomers in the back of the room. But we listen, we take notes every time we go. We've only missed one. No other homeowner has ever been there.
Do you think that's a problem? Do you believe that because you're talking about your last place, correct?
No,
where you were having a watershed issue?
Well, yes, but I'm talking about this one now.
Okay, let's
because we've been here for almost 4 years.
Let's jump back to your place where you had the watershed issue.
Okay.
The old one.
Yep.
Okay. They had an HOA.
Yeah.
Correct.
Oh my God,
Okay.
they were dog shit.
I bet. Yeah. So, if everybody in that community actually showed up, and via collective bargaining, they could actually do something.
Correct.
To actually change.
Correct.
To change the HOA.
Yes.
If you had everybody show up.
Everyone.
But
needs to
nobody fucking shows up.
No one shows up. Correct.
And it's fucking awful.
Yeah.
Because, and as that book was talking about, Bowling Alone, it's going the way of the dodo. I mean, it's,
okay.
And the idea of people taking part in civics or people trying to help, again, I'm going to continue to say better your local community.
Yeah. I'm taking a note real quick.
People aren't participating, and it's making everything go to shit. Like, the people who were getting like itchy butthole with you guys, it's because you guys dared actually show up,
right?
And they may actually have to do something about it other than just being in charge.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Very, very,
because they were very happy just being in charge and not having to
questioned
and not be questioned.
Yeah.
More people should take part in more things, I believe, in their local areas, their local communities. So you could have like a better change in the in your areas. I don't feel like I'm using my words very well, but
I'm gonna add something to this, and I want your opinion on this. So I think it's not so much that people don't want to be a part of these third places. Sorry. It's not that people don't want to be a part of the change. It's that the ability to foster a space, whether that be physical, geographical, or digital, is being more limited now.
Yes.
Not not going away, being taken away.
Yes. Either by people's jobs don't allow them to, or a huge lack of time.
Well, I mean, that's still. I mean, yes, I see your argument with being taken away, where like you can't go because you have obligations. But I'm saying, like, let's use the homeowner association as an example. We had to call like 8 different people to figure out where the fuck the place was, because the information given online was it's in this bank. It's like at 8 o'clock at night, it's in a bank. So we went to the bank, it's locked. And then we had to call people. It's like, oh yeah, you have to like enter a code on the thing, and then they'll call this guy, and then he'll let you upstairs. You have to go upstairs, down the hall, in the back, around the corner. There's like a back room. It's like, why? I understand that's probably the only place they have, they can get for free for a meeting area. That's fine. But why is all that information not available online? Why is it not mapped out to the T to tell me where can I go to be a part of this? On top of that, what if you physically can't? I'm not talking about, I mean, yeah, it sucks if, you work too much, you can't go to make it work in your schedule, but what if you physically fucking can't? What if you're literally in bed and you cannot get out of bed? You are bedridden. That is your life. What happens to you? Why are you not a part of that conversation anymore?
That's very true. As a matter of fact, the American Disabilities Act says that's a civil rights violation because you can't. And they should make it open to other people. But nobody is holding them accountable.
There we go.
Because people aren't participating and they can do whatever they want.
Would there be more participation if there was more opportunity and more open communication of how to be a part of it?
I would think that there would, and yes, the internet would definitely help with that. Now you're kind of combining the two things. I think there is a power in the internet to be able to do things locally, but people are telling you to fuck off.
Okay. That we can both agree on 100%. Yes, I do agree.
Yeah, I think when we were talking before, the way that I was reading it from you was, I do whatever the fuck out online and I don't give a shit about anything else.
Oh, definitely not where I was going with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I see your argument. I think basically you and I, we have a negative stereotype to the younger generation, because when you and I would mouth off to anybody else, we'd get cracked. But then you and I both grew up with the invention of the internet. So it was like, hey, we used to go to the library to read books, and you can't mouth off to anyone or you will get the shit kicked out of you, whether it be an adult or another like fellow classmate or whatever.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I don't have anything against the younger generation. If anything,
they speak their mind too much. But
I
in
don't
a
think so.
negative facet.
I mean, to blindly just listen to adults.
Oh, I agree.
I don't think that's good.
But there's also nothing really beneficial of calling someone a cocksucker for no reason.
Did somebody recently call you a cocksucker?
No, but I see it online enough to make me hate TikTok. I don't know where I'm going with that. I just fucking hate most social media, and I have to deal with it all day.
I don't have any problem with younger generations. You know what I've been seeing a lot recently? Like, I'm Gen X, don't fuck with me things. I really,
wait, what?
Dude,
I haven't seen this. I haven't even heard of this.
Things, I don't know. It's probably because somebody sent me something of I'm Gen X, don't fuck with us.
Was it on Facebook?
Yeah.
You fucking
no. Was it? No.
Fucking
no.
Zoomer.
What was it? Yeah, it was essentially. It was like some guy who sounds like he was talking with a British accent.
What?
Yeah. I don't know.
You already lost the conversation, British guy.
It is so weird. Talking like he's some Billy Badass of like how the boomers and the millennials shouldn't fuck with Gen X because we'll kick all their asses. And it's
fucking
it's like
way,
come on,
really?
Johnny Lawrence. It's so
Johnny Lawrence.
It's so silly to me. Like I was fine just being the quiet generation in between the two. the two ones arguing all the time. I don't.
Aren't we the disenfranchised? Isn't our generation? Isn't that like what our claim to fame? Where it's like the baby boomers above us were like, oh yeah, we're amazing, we're so great, and then we're like,
Can I take part? No.
Okay.
We're gonna run everything until we're dead, and then we're gonna take it with us. And then somehow the millennials got all like, yeah, our generation is definitely very, very much so skipped.
Yeah.
But we kind of have a foot in either side.
Yeah.
Which I feel is very helpful.
Which I think is one of the coolest things about our generation is, I mean, again, I just said it, but like we grew up with and without the internet, and we are the only generation that can claim that, because you can claim that the baby boomers also did that, but they're so inundated with life before the internet that the internet is still
TV.
a new thing. Yeah. They, TV.
TV was their thing. They were the TV generation. My dad still.
I could actually go down that rabbit hole.
My dad still like. He is suffering from diabetes. He's lost a leg. He's in a VA hospital. He literally is taken into an emergency room, and
now,
like minutes ago, like probably like an hour ago, But no, because this happens to him all the time. He like almost dies, and then they bring him back, and then they wheel him in front of a TV, and he just wants to stare at the TV. That's all he wants to do. Brain rots.
Yeah.
TV is, I'm sure the phone's not as good, but like the boomers definitely got fucking brain rot from TV.
Yeah.
But I don't have the older generations. I get very angry with, but the younger generations, I'm not mad at millennials. I'm not mad at Gen Z.
I'm not mad at them. I'm more jealous.
Yeah, I think I'd be jealous. Like if I go to like a restaurant or like fast food place and they treat me like shit, it's like, I wish I could have done that.
That's it.
I wish I could have done that.
That's it. That's what it boils down to is, fuck.
It's like, I wish I could have talked to fucking people like you can talk to people.
I think someone's going to undo their belt. That's what I think when I want to voice my opinion on something.
Oh, I mean, but if anything, like, is it going to change on how, like, people who work retail? It's like the worst job ever.
Retail is fucking nightmare. I believe everyone should work retail and the service in industry at least once in their lives. And if you don't, you have no fucking reason to complain or use said retail or service industry.
It's almost instead of mandatory civics.
Yes, that's exactly what
you have to work retail.
Yeah, it's like
how does anybody get by without like that blows my mind.
Agreed.
Like
how did you not have this job?
How did you not work retail or the service
or food
industry
or something?
Yeah, if you didn't do one of those two, like, well, first off, that's going to be the person who's a complete butthole to everybody. Always. The complete butthole.
Please, whoever's listening to this in the future, when you're writing the doctrine of Jaysin and John's autobiography or biography, whatever, please title it, "This Person is the Complete Butthole."
The Complete Butthole, Volume 2.
You said so much and so little.
Oh,
there.
my God.
Okay, but you're right. Like, how did someone get through life and not have to?
I've met those people. I've had them as my boss before.
And
then, you know what? And then they have the audacity to tell me that I don't know how the real world is. It's like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
The only reason they say that is because that's what they heard on TV. They heard someone else say that in Wall Street or whatever.
Yeah.
Always be closing.
I've been doing this for 20 years and you don't understand.
It's always 20 years.
It's always 20 years. I've been doing this for 20 years and you don't know how the real world is. It's like,
you're right. Tell me.
Let's hear it.
Yeah. Let's lay this out. Draw this for me.
Yeah.
Win, lose, or draw style.
Yeah, you've been doing it for 20 years. It ought to be pretty easy. You got all the answers, right?
I got a quick question for you.
Yeah.
Win, lose, or draw. You know what that is, right? Yeah, I didn't think so either. So I've been having this conversation in my head for like 2 weeks
TV
now.
Show?
Yes, it was a TV show.
Yeah.
Pictionary. You know what Pictionary is?
Yes.
I fucking have never heard of this.
You never heard Pictionary?
No, I've known it as win, lose, or draw. It's when two teams One person draws a picture, and then that team has to guess what they're drawing, right? Mm-hmm. That's Pictionary?
Yes.
Okay. I've never fucking heard that until like 6 years ago, 7 years ago.
Okay.
I've always known it as win, lose, or draw.
The game show.
Yeah. It's the same thing,
Yeah.
but it's weird that I don't know it as Pictionary.
Especially for somebody who likes board games and just games. in
Yeah,
general as much
and
as you.
drawing.
Yeah.
You would think that would be up my fucking alley of radar, like in my sense of knowledge.
Yeah, we would play Pictionary. Like usually, I think it was just a big thing of cardboard. And
Yeah,
they had the sheets. It always sucked because like you'd have to buy a whole complete new set as soon as the paper's gone.
Yeah, it's always bullshit. We just use copy paper. Or
I always
notebooks.
thought like construction paper. Like that's the coolest stuff. I want to buy a whole roll of that. I have. I'm going off topic. I have this.
What?
What? I have this dream of wrapping every single one of my books in construction paper and putting the titles of everything on those little spinner things where you punch it and it's the embossed letters. And I just want I want brown paper and embossed letters over all of my books. Oh my God, I would love that so much. I want that so much. I could see it in my head. That's what my library would look like.
I would be disappointed if you didn't create a riddle or some kind of like Resident Evil style puzzle to figure out which book is which on every single book. So you'd have to like go down to your kitchen, open up the third cabinet, look behind the cat food tin. There's a red gem. The red gem has 3 letters on it. You use those 3 letters to enter your mailbox, and inside the mailbox there's 4 letters, and you put those together, and then that is the code to open up the 23rd book on the 4th shelf.
I mean, I could.
Every single book.
Oh. I thought it was one book. No. Yeah, about that. No. Dude, I have too many books. I don't know what the hell to do with them.
You got to play Midnight Sonata on the piano perfectly to open up a keyhole.
Do I get like a mask?
If there's not
and
a
then I
mask,
gotta
I'll
like
be
turn
disappointed.
around and like the Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
I got it.
Okay.
Christine, my angel.
I don't. I've never seen Phantom of the
Really?
Opera. Yeah.
You ever watch the Robert Englund version? Oh, I've seen the real one. It's fucking bored out of my skull. Mostly because the first time I ever heard that song, the Christine, my angel, the Phantom of the Opera. The first time I ever heard it was like a techno remix. And I was like, Phantom of the Opera is going to be fucking awesome. So I went to go see it and I'm like, this sucked. Every song was boring as shit. And then I watched the Robert Englund version and I'm like, you're not Freddie. I'm done. So
But he had melty face and
Phantom of
everything.
the Opera.
Like of all the people who could have been Phantom of the Opera, Robert Englund was like the best choice because he was already melty face.
That's makeup, John. That's not real.
What?
Yeah, but it's like learning Santa Claus isn't real. Freddy Krueger's not real.
He doesn't have melty face.
1, 2, Freddy's coming for me.
I've met several girls who are absolutely terrified. Like you can't even
Of
say
what?
the
Of Freddy
word.
Krueger?
You can't even say the word Freddy Krueger.
Are you fucking kidding
or they'll
me?
fucking freak out. They hate it.
What are you talking about?
They hate it.
No.
They hate Freddy Krueger so much. It's like one of the most terrifying things on the planet.
Have they
to them.
watched part 2?
They're hilarious. Freddy Krueger is the funniest one.
Prime time, bitch. As a kid, you're like, cool, he died that way, and he's a giant snake, and he's eating the girl, cool. But as an adult, you're like, this is fucking dumb. This is real dumb.
I haven't seen. It's been a long time since I've seen Nightmare on Elm Street.
Okay, the first one still holds up. The first one's still pretty fucking creepy.
Did you know the first one is filmed in Elgin?
I know there were parts of it, not the whole thing.
No, not the whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
But the cool ass cemetery in town.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was trying to remember where it was. Yeah, I found like a list of things that were shot in Elgin, and I kind of want to go to them and reshoot the shot, and then line it up with exactly how it was in the movie, and then just me like dancing in front of it.
Yeah, you'll do the Phantom of the Opera thing on every single one.
Christine, Like, that's not the movie. One of my favorite things to do with people, this is like do you ever do jokes where it's like it's fucking hilarious to you and no one else?
Oh my God, yes.
So one of my favorite things to do with people, and it always throws people off, is when people are saying something about something, like a Rolling Stones song will come on the radio, and Andy will be like, Mick Jagger was actually a really good performer. And I'm like, I fucking hate Led Zeppelin. And she's like, this is Rolling Stones. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm just telling you I fucking hate Led Zeppelin. God.
Yeah.
But I love doing that with like all aspects. You're like, you should have turned back there. I really want a Taco Bell. Are you going to Taco Bell? No, why? I'm going to turn back there. I don't know. I always think it's funny as hell, and Andy does not. That's the end of that segment.
I don't know. I'm like, my brain is starting to run out of stuff to say. What were we talking about? What the hell were we talking about?
Laser tag, bomb bumper cars. I was too fat for a roller coaster at Harry Potter World.
Oh no!
Actually, like I don't know if it was fat, but it was like the chest. I put you sit down in like the little test thing, little test seat, and you pull the thing over you, and the thing stopped right here when it was supposed to stop down here. So I'm like, I can't go down anymore. So Andy was like, oh, I'll get out of line for you. And we were waiting in line for like an hour. I'm like, fuck you. You're going to go do this.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like, I want to know what it's like.
I remember when I was getting like super fat, and this was like, I think like 315. This is when I was 315. And I remember I went to Great America, and I fit on all the rides by one click. And I remember thinking, like, I am
one.
Like, there's a ratcheting system that holds this thing together.
That's what I was just thinking.
And I had only one click on the ratchet to hold me in place on all these things.
I don't like that.
It did make me feel very uncomfortable.
Oh, that's so scary.
There was no safety. It was just...
That is so clowns in the sewer, man.
All you get.
Oh.
So, yeah, being fat and not being able to participate in things is so... It's embarrassing. It's awful. Really...
I'm not looking forward to going to Vienna this year. I got to sit in a fucking airplane for like 15 hours.
What are you going to Vienna for?
To fucking be in Austria.
Okay.
I'm shooting a wedding there in 3 weeks.
Well, are you going to bring anything back?
Hopefully my wife. I mean, if...
Is she going with you?
Yeah. She's going with me.
Well, that's cool. You guys can have like a little mini vacation?
No. So there's...
Why is your wife going?
Okay, so it's me, my wife, and Hilda are going. Hilda and I are shooting the wedding. Andy's going to help shoot the wedding. She's going to stand by the camera. Make sure no one walks in front of it. And the idea was that, hey, you can come in and have like a little vacation and shoot our wedding, and then go back home, and it'll be fun. But we're coming in, and then the next day I have to get ready for the wedding, and then the next day I have to shoot their rehearsal, stuff like that, and wherever they're going with the family. And then it's the wedding day, but the wedding day is not planned well for photo and video. Like, it's planned really well for them, but it's not planned well for us. So we have to take them out the next day to go do all the creative photo and video stuff. And then we have one day where we have to pack up and then go home. So it's like I'm working every day. Granted, one of those days is because of me, because of my neurosis, because of my anxiety. I can't just grab a camera and go shoot. I have to make sure everything's ready. I have to make sure every battery is ready, because there is nothing worse on the fucking planet than showing up for a shoot and your cards are full or your battery's dead. It's like, I don't know what's on this card. Did I back it up? I can't shoot on it. I have no fucking batteries. How do I shoot? And I have to travel overseas where I can't bring half of my gear, and I can't bring the batteries I use the most because they're too big.
Oh, my God.
So I have to buy new batteries that I don't like using, They're smaller and they deplete way faster.
And you have to make this stuff your online luggage?
Yep.
Oh, that would terrify me.
Yep.
Oh, my God. Who are you flying with?
I don't know. Someone.
I hate international flights.
Well, I can't bring all my gear on with me. Just my camera and lenses.
Do you have the opportunity to fly business?
No.
Is it possible for you to bump up?
No way. I can't afford it.
Have you looked into it?
Yeah, it's fucking disgusting. Like the normal ticket itself was like $1,800 or $2,000, which is what they're paying.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. But to go up, it's like $6,000. And I'm like, oh, no fucking way am I spending $4,000 to be a little more comfortable.
Yeah, but it's a lot more comfortable.
I know, but it's $4,000. I can't do that. I can't picture myself ever fucking spending that money just to be like, I'm not comfortable. I'm not uncomfortable for a little bit.
So are you an aisle guy, a window guy, or you're the asshole in the middle who ruins everybody's day?
I will never be in the middle. I can't. I like the aisle far more because if no one is going up and down the aisle, at least I can stick my one leg out and have a little bit of reprieve.
Have you ever looked into sitting at the seat that's...
I always do.
The ejection window seat?
Yes, yeah. I always sit in the injection.
Yeah. It was 13F was always the seat.
Oh yeah, you're right. You know, I never thought about that, but that's
on the shitty ass things that I flew.
Yeah, it was always like blue. Jet Blue was that, and a few others.
Frontier.
I've flown on Frontier.
Like garbage line.
Yes, they are.
Whatever.
All of them.
13F.
Yes. I have never been on a plane where I'm like, no, I take that back. When I came back from London, that was beyond comfortable because it wasn't a full flight, and we were supposed to have shit class, and they're like, "Do you want first class?" And we're like, "Oh, that's an option." And we're like, "How much is it?" They're like, "Oh no, it's just not full, and you're tall. Do you want first class?"
Oh my God, I've never flown first class.
That's the only time I ever have, and I probably ever will.
So what goes on? I've flown international business class, and it wasn't even the same. Like to me, the $6,000 is worth it.
Jesus fuck, dude.
So what did you get in first class?
I got to lay down flat. We had literally, so me and my mom sat like not looking the same way, but kind of like how we are right now. Mm-hmm. You're looking at each other, but you have your own TV, you have your own desk, not a desk tray. Like you have a desk. That was pretty fucking dope.
Oh my God.
But then like your seat literally reclines completely flat.
You can actually sleep.
You can actually sleep.
I
watched I got on a fucking bender about a year ago, and I was looking at like the most expensive airplane travel. Mr. Beast has an awesome video where he goes from like pretty expensive to like disgustingly expensive, and like what you get for that, to like private jet. You know, but like the disgusting expensive, like you have a fucking shower. You have a time slot for your shower. You have an hour in the bathroom. You can do whatever you want. You have full-on bed. You have a room on some of these airlines. You have a room to yourself.
I would love that,
dude. It would be amazing, but like, that's too much. I don't know. Like, I don't want to spend money on being comfortable. I'd rather spend money on an experience.
If you fly a lot, if you're forced to fly a lot and you have to like work.
Forced to is different. Being forced to fly a lot, yes, because that means someone else is paying for it. I don't mind doing that. I mind wasting my own money when I could. What this all boils down to is gambling. Okay? I don't gamble. I don't like the idea. I don't like the idea. I understand the fascination with gambling is you have the ability and the chance to win a lot more than what you're putting down. But I view money as, if I give you $10, I want $10 of thing or experience or time. This is why I view food the way I do. I don't view food as, that steak, $75. Yeah, that's good steak. I view it as, $20 all I can eat? Yeah, it's worth my $20 because every single dollar I spend, I think about how long it took me to make it. And that's why I justify that. I can't justify $4,000 when that was a month worth of work. Spend a month for 14 hours of not being uncomfortable? That is literally a month of your life gone.
Oh,
so that you can sit down in a chair that doesn't upset you for 14 hours.
Oh.
I don't get that.
But it's memorable. It would be memorable.
Would it?
It was so when I flew business class, it was I remember everything because it was amazing. I remember the guy who sat next to me and how nice he was. I remember the whole stack of DVDs that I got to watch.
The smell of his balls.
I watched Carlito's Way on that flight. That's the first time I ever saw it. And I remember like they gave me a menu to order my food from. I had filet mignon. And they don't give you like a little package.
That is weird.
They don't give you like a little package of like
the crackers.
Crackers. I had like a warmed bowl with heated nuts in it.
Yeah, yeah.
And I remember like I was super full. I ate everything. And I remember the guy sitting next to me. They rolled down the middle with the ice cream cart. All you could eat ice cream. And I remember just telling the guys like, I'm full. I can't eat anymore. And the guy, I'll never forget. He goes, you don't know when you'll be able to do this again, and I won't let you not have the ice cream.
You sat next to a good dude.
He was a really cool dude.
Holy shit, man.
Yeah, because I was so excited because I got bumped up because I was flying home and I was military, so they bumped me up.
Oh, very cool.
So it was totally memorable. It was super memorable. So if you're in like an instance where if you fly all the time and somebody else is paying for it, business class is going to be awesome.
Fuck yes.
Fuck yeah. But like to pay for it for the experience to do it at least once.
Oh, well, okay. There's a difference between experiencing it once versus flying it normally.
Like talking with the way you did it, you're like, I don't give a fuck. I slept. My mom was there. I don't give a fuck. All right. Like I remember everything was amazing. I remember like being excited and going through the movies.
Dude,
how amazing it was.
Here was my biggest thing I took away from flying in first class. It was unfathomable to me to be able to fly and not be in pain. That's what I remember the most. I got off the bus. I got off the fucking airplane, and I was like, my back doesn't hurt. My knees don't hurt. That's what I remember the most. And it sounds shitty, but that's a pretty fucking
I get
big
it.
thing.
Like you can't, and you're way taller than I am. And I remember like just thinking like, oh my God, dude. I remember flying to like Korea. That was a 14-hour flight.
Yeah.
It was a nightmare. That was the worst.
I'm looking forward to going to Japan, though. I don't have a date yet.
Would you fly first class there?
I can't afford it. We've Andy and I have looked into it. We're like, that would actually be fun. And it's like, oh no, that's to bump up to first class is equal to the money we would save for the entire 2-week trip. Not including air travel.
That sucks.
I can't justify that.
I just recently I didn't watch the whole video, but there was something I just saw on Japan. I think they're specifically talking about Tokyo. Homes in Tokyo are worth nothing. They're nothing.
I haven't seen this.
You're buying the land. It's exclusively the land, which is why the actual building materials are. I mean, it means nothing. Why they kind of build everything is pretty cheap. They don't really care. And they said like there's this massive epidemic of problems of like these really dilapidated homes.
That's true. Yeah.
And nobody wants to work on them.
Because it's easier just to tear it down and build new?
No, like they just get abandoned.
I mean, I've seen a lot of that in my tour videos that I watch. I watch a lot of Japanese videos.
When you go there, what do you like? What are you like the most excited about?
Oh fuck! I mean,
or is this a whole nother podcast?
I mean, I can go down a rabbit hole of nerddom and shit like that. But
give me like your top 3 things.
Kurosawa's grave.
Ooh,
that's like my number one thing I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get my tattoo before I go. because to me it's almost like an honor thing. It's like I'm doing this not for a dead person, but I'm doing this for myself, so I can go and like pay tribute to the person who pretty much gave me like my most influential inspiration when it comes to my line of work.
What are you gonna get for your tattoo? Do you know?
Yo, yeah. So I'm doing a full sleeve.
Mm-hmm.
I want a katana that goes up here to the hilt, and the handle will be up here. You'll have graves going down here, silhouettes, Japanese ink painting all the way around. I still want to work with to me a tattoo is not like I want this piece, give me this piece. I want to work with someone and they help design it.
That makes sense.
That's really important to me. But inside the hilt, I want to put my family crest. I want to put the Kurosawa family crest, a few other things on the blade in old Japanese and 14th century Japanese. I tracked down a fucking professor in California to help me translate this. And then I had a calligraphy artist write it for me. But it's the last line of Seven Samurai. And it says, and in the end, we lost this battle as well. And to me, that always kind of struck home. It's like, you may have gotten fucked. You may have lost friends. You may have, literally come this far and had shit on you. But you walk away. You get to live to that next sunset. You get to fucking move on. Like, we lost this battle, but you're still fucking alive, man. And to me, like, that just meant everything. That means, like, no matter how much I fuck up, I still get to wake up to tomorrow. So I just want to do, like, all this stuff that meant a lot to me, like film-wise and history-wise and things like that. And then on the inside of my wrist, I want to get the quad time code, the 00:00:00:00. And the mindset of that is that's the very, 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 very first frame of all video. And what it means to me is you can always restart.
Oh, that's cool.
So no matter what you do in your life, you can always go back to the beginning.
Awesome.
So that I want to get that whole thing done before I go.
That's a lot of meaning. How many?
There's a lot more to it, but sorry, go on.
So Kurosawa's grave.
Kurosawa's grave. I'm gonna go intellectual to full on fucking weeb. I want to go to Akihabara, which is like nerd fucking central. I just want to see like the manga collections. What I really want is I want art that is not commercialized. There is this thing every year called Comiket, where independent comic book artists will go. It's kind of like a comic book convention. For one weekend, people will publish their own books and try and sell them. And that's what I want. I want to see something that's like, I will never see this in another place ever again. This is not something you can like see online. It's not something you can go to a store and buy. I want to see someone's fucking passion project come to life, and I want to buy this. I want to be that fucking white guy from America to buy something and just be like, I get to have this, but then I get to share it with this artist who put their love and passion into it. And to me, like, that screams so goddamn much to me. Other than that, Osaka would be the other thing, because Osaka is known as the kitchen of Japan, and I will gain 40 pounds doing a ramen tour.
Are you gonna do sushi at all?
Oh, fuck yeah. Dude.
That's like something I would love to do, but I am so intimidated.
Oh, like
to sit down to at like one of the
real
little,
ones,
the real sushi ones.
Jiro.
Yeah, I'm like, I am so
me too.
Terrified of like doing something stupid.
I want to do a traditional sushi place really badly, like Jiro. You ever see that documentary, Dreams of Sushi?
Yep.
Holy shit! Like, he doesn't have a menu. He talks to you, and then he makes something for you. That's so fucking cool. I want to do that and sake. I want to do like a true sake like tasting, because I think sake is the most disgusting fucking alcohol on the planet. But I want it done right, I want to be like, this is real, and I'll be like, this is fucking gross, and I want to get drunk with local people. That is literally on my list of things to do. I want to do it so bad. I want to go to a fucking maid cafe, because it's like a Japanese only thing. Have you ever heard of these? So you go to a cafe, right? Like, it's like dog shit level gross food. It's like eggs with ketchup with hearts on the ketchup.
Okay.
But then a girl will come over dressed as a maid and call you master and do all this super cheesy bullshit tween crap.
Wait, is this like nerdy, horny stuff?
There's no sexuality in it whatsoever. So it's just the fucking culture. It's weird as shit, and I just want to. I want to go to an idol show. I want to do all this other shit. Something in Japan that isn't really big in the rest of the world. They're called what are they called? They're like bars, right? You go to a bar and you meet a girl there, and you get to pick your girl. And then
Is Andy going to be there?
100%, 100%.
Okay.
And then the girl will sit down with you and drink with you throughout the night, and they'll talk to you.
Sounds like a juicy girl.
Juicy girl. Thank you. No sex, no touching, nothing like that. It's companionship. And to me, that sounds so fucking weird that you would pay to have that. But I think that might be one of the easier ways to talk to someone as a foreigner and be like, really, outside of the tourist shit, what should I go see? Like, what's the shit that you do on the weekends? I want to know what I should see, not where I'm told to go. That's why I want to get drunk with like a fucking local guy, like a local friend, like local people, right? Because they're going to tell me shit that it's off the beaten path. And that's what I want to see more than anything.
You're going to have an awesome time there because you're a huge white monkey.
I've been hearing that not nonstop.
Yeah, they're literally gonna see you as a freak show.
Yeah. I've heard that. Okidis.
What does Andy want to do?
She wants to eat.
Okay.
Like, that's her big thing, is she just wants to try everything. She wants to take like a cooking class while we're there, like a 2-hour cooking class.
Oh, how cool!
Yeah, right. There's a ramen making place
Like
where you
actually
can make your
making
own
the noodles?
ramen.
Oh, crazy!
Yeah.
What is ramen made from rice?
Rice noodles? I believe so, but I don't know. It's miso. Well, the broth is different.
Are you guys
types of
gonna have
broth.
all the different candy?
Oh, fuck yeah, dude! Like, I am like part like the nerddom in me wants to go all like movies and anime and games and all this cool shit that I can't see anyplace else. But then I'm like, no, fuck that. I want fucking food.
Oh,
man.
dude, big time.
Their snacks are out of this world. That South Korea and Japan snacks are unfucking paralleled.
I would totally go back to South Korea. I really, really loved South Korea.
What would you do?
If I go back there,
Yeah.
if I had a lot of money, I would go to Jeju-do. Jeju-do is it's like the Korean Hawaii. It's an island that's just on the very south end of Korea.
Cool.
I would go there. I would love to go back to. I would love to go back to some of the places that I used to go to.
Mm-hmm. Like the bars you were talking about, like that big one with the tree in it or something.
Tree Bar was in. That was in Germany. That was in Landstuhl, Germany.
My bad.
I would want to go to some of the bars that I went to. I would probably spend more time in Seoul and just hang out at the markets there. Yeah. Just walk around markets, man. The open air markets that they have.
Yes.
At least in Korea, so cool, dude. And I would be more outgoing and eat there because I didn't. It would be like, look at this cool market. Nah, time to get a shrimp burger at Burger King. So stupid.
Yeah, dude.
Because I'm scared. I didn't
want
know
to try everything.
I was so scared, and I should have just tried. You know what I mean?
Because it's not going to kill you. Well, I mean, fugu can kill you, but what the fuck? That's low chance.
Yeah, I would have been more adventurous, and I would probably, I'd have a lot of money. I would buy things and ship them home if I could. Like I remember, like any thing with textiles in Korea were really big. So like buying blankets was really cool. I could buy like a tailored suit for really not that much money.
Really?
Yeah. I had like my own custom paintings made.
What?
I had a painting of me with my nieces, and I gave it to my sister.
Oh, that's so
It
cool.
was just a commissioned painting.
That's so cool.
It was like $300. It was nothing.
Oh, that's something else. Andy and I we talked about like what we're actually wanting to put money toward. Like, do we want to do like Euro Japan or what? I mean, Japan Disney or something like that. We're like, no, fuck that. I want a handmade cooking knife
That would be really cool.
because we both love cooking. I'm not good at it, but we love to do it. And I want a knife that is like, I will take care of that fucking thing, but I want something I can actually use. I don't want to put something on the wall and be like, oh, look at that fucking that plate. I want something I can
like a
use.
really cool ass knife. I found out why they bend the metal there so often.
I heard about this and I forgot. What is it?
It's because they're on an island and they don't have a lot of resources.
Yes.
The way that they're
Yes.
going to get the steel is going to be in, a smaller form. You're not going to get a lot of ore. So they have to, and because it's
Folding it.
they have to fold it or it would be stupid brittle.
Right.
And they end up getting like this super
Insanely
superior
strong steel.
Yeah,
out of
and
it.
you get this super superior steel because of that. So
I mean, the nerd in me wants a sword, but like that's like, what the fuck am I gonna do with it? I'm so over that.
is there like a Japanese Hollywood there?
Well, okay, so there is no like Japan Hollywood because like their film industry is really kind of disconnected. But the irony of that is like it's wildly incestuous. So it just happens everywhere, and their market is more open to indie films than just making the big ones. Like they have a Hollywood type system, but not like a location. Like Hollywood has like the whole fucking state of California basically. But no, Japan is no. They have like small little sects.
Can you see the place where they made like all the early Godzilla movies?
Those are sets.
Yeah.
I know there's a Godzilla museum.
Oh, I would totally go
I
there.
do. Dude, Andy and I are going back through them.
man.
Not right now, but like we're slowly going through all the old kaiju films. And we're watching the American version and then the Japanese version.
I think that's cool.
It's fucking great.
I've been reading a manga. I've been reading.
Shit.
I've been reading One Punch Man.
Oh, god damn. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. I always got to wait for the American version to come out. I'm a member on the One Punch Man subreddit,
Okay.
and it's
so-
super good.
Would you ever take recommendations?
I read the incorrect way for a long time.
Backwards?
I was reading.
Oh,
the right-
no!
I remember thinking like, dude, I don't get any of this shit.
Why is he reacting before he says anything?
Yeah, it just wasn't making sense to me. So with One Punch Man, it's weird. Like it's written or it's done like 3 times because you'll have the original writer will do his own version,
yeah.
and then there's a guy named Murata who is like considered to be like one of the greatest manga artists ever. Take this guy who just wrote this comic and then he does his version of it. So there's always the 2 versions, and then they have the show, which they've only done like 2 seasons on, but it's
let it stop there. Because season 2 was a goddamn miscarriage.
yeah.
It was a new studio. The studio didn't take care of it.
Yeah, I kind of want to. I want to like read them both individually because I heard that you're going to get a little bit more out of one versus the other.
Makes sense.
Obviously the stuff that Murata drew is going to be like amazing, and his turnaround time on it is like incredible. Like nobody should be able to draw. Humans shouldn't be able to draw like that. He's like the first AI.
A lot of them have teams too.
Supposedly, like this is just him.
I've heard stories.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard the stories of this guy just rifling through.
Yeah. So you'll get like his stuff looks really awesome, but like
Yes.
if you go to the OG guy, like some guy literally he's just like, I want to do this, and he could write a really cool story and made this amazing story, and he just figured it out to draw himself.
And the art's okay.
And the art's it's okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
but you get a lot more of the story out of reading his because you're going to find out a lot more.
Right.
But like it's weird, like what becomes which one is canon?
Okay, canon is very weird when it comes to manga and anime. There's a very loose definition of the word canon. There's so many like what ifs without calling it what if. Like you know what if is like from
Yeah.
Marvel, right? So
A one-off.
it's like a one-off. It's like, what if this guy did this one thing, but that never comes back in, and it's not part of the main story, but it's there. It's like, well, that's like all the Dragon Ball movies. All the Dragon Ball movies are what ifs. They're like, well, that never really happened in the story. Yeah, but it's cool, isn't it?
I've been sucked into 2 anime, and both of them were like,
One Punch Man and Death Note.
no, One Punch Man and Golden Boy.
Golden Boy. Okay. Can I give you one more recommendation?
Sure.
You're into shonen, right?
I have no idea what that means.
Shonen's more, it's quote unquote boys comics.
Where's this going?
Well, like Dragon Ball versus a romance comic.
Okay, yeah.
You'd rather go with the shonen,
Yes.
the Dragon Ball. So I'm going to suggest 2. One is a hands-all, John, please trust me, because you will fucking love this on too many goddamn levels. Watch Chainsaw Man.
I started watching it. I've already...
How far did you get into it?
I didn't get too much into it. I wanted to go back to it. But for one, I was like, that guy's made completely out of chainsaws. I have to see this.
Yeah.
And I started watching it because that is definitely something that I would want to see.
Yeah. It's very Axe copy without the
Yes,
humor.
it's very Axe copy. I did like what I saw, but like I ended up I watched the video on Amazon. I think it was either Amazon or one of the streaming services that's on there. I would totally go back to there.
The English dub is fucking phenomenal. It's very good.
I really hate English dubs,
Yeah,
though.
until the last 5 or 6 years. It has changed. Do you know why? I just learned this. So for years, dubbing voices, they have come from people who like that's what they do for their job. They're voice dubbers. They're voice actors, right? And then all of a sudden, YouTube becomes a thing, and all these anime fans start fan dubbing anime to show like, hey, I can do this too. And then all the companies were like, oh, this girl's really good. Let's give her a chance. This guy is pretty fucking awesome. Let's give him a chance.
Oh my god, that is amazing!
And literally all these people. Do you know who Pro ZD is? Fucking go end your night watching Pro ZD videos. I guarantee you've seen his videos. He does those like little 3 or 4 second clips where he's like, I'm the bad guy in a video game. And it's like, I'm the good guy in a video game. He'll just bounce back and forth. Like he's always in his room doing all these gags. But because he was doing these YouTube videos, people are like, well, why don't you come on and voice act? So he's in God of War. He actually helped write the new God of War video game.
Oh, wow.
He's in like tons and tons of anime. But it's so fucking cool to see all these people who they're legitimate fans. And they're putting their all into the voice acting. So the last 5 or 6 years has been insane.
What do the voice actors think of that? Are they changing their game up to match what the fans sound like?
I don't know.
I mean, if they want the work, they're going to have to, right?
Yeah, but like it's there have been a couple where I can't tell the difference between the Japanese and the English. Like in the care and dedication to the character moments, I can't tell the difference. K-On! Was a really great show. It's one of the best shows I've ever watched. But the English dub, I think it's actually better.
I don't know.
Dude, this is coming from me. So it's fucking great. But the Chainsaw Man dub, fucking phenomenal.
Okay.
Fucking phenomenal.
I didn't watch it dubbed.
Yeah. You literally, Chainsaw is like one of the very few I'll be like, you won't be able to tell a difference.
What's the other one?
The other one's My Hero Academia. I guarantee you've heard of it in some shape or form.
I think I've heard of that, yeah.
It is not great, but it is heavily addicting. It is one of the only...
Like Cobra Kai addicting?
Like, if you can honestly walk away from it at any point in time and be like, I'm okay, I don't want any more, I'll be fucking shocked. It is one of only 3 anime that Andy has ever said, I love this.
Really?
Yeah.
Her
other ones are Attack on Titan
I wonder if
and Death Note.
I've been wanting to watch Attack on Titan. It's just never...
Have you not tried it yet? Fucking episode 54.
I wonder if my wife will leave me if I get into anime.
She won't leave you.
No, because
you just won't get into anime.
She didn't. I know. I probably won't. There's things that I like.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, but she didn't marry a guy that was. I think some wives have to know that going into it.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
You know what I mean?
I made that shit real apparent.
I'm marrying a guy who's into anime. And I have to just accept that. To be a guy after the fact getting into anime. Because let's face they're always going to think that you're like a pedophile because anime is weird as shit with that stuff.
Okay, that's a whole argument.
The girl, who is the girl on? There's what is her name? There's a girl
what show?
On One Punch Man.
Okay.
The small shit.
Oh shit, dude! I've been on that for
she's
so long.
She's an adult. She's an esper. But
Jesus.
but she looks like a small child.
Trope is old, dude.
And
that's
they
in everything.
Hyper over sexualize her.
Yes.
And if my wife looked over my shoulder while that girl's on there, what the fuck are you doing?
So Andy,
so
and
I have to
yeah, I know.
I have to be secretive. Ooh, this is cool.
Andy and I have an ongoing joke. Literally, I usually watch anime in bed. Like when she goes to sleep, I'll watch a episode or maybe 2 episodes, and then I'll go to sleep. Lately, the past, I don't know, 7 or 8 months, I've been reading manga instead. But literally, when she wakes up, it'll always be during the fan service scene. It'll always be the girl in the shower or the beach episode. There's always a fucking beach episode. I fucking hate beach episodes. But there'll always be a scene where it's the tits just wav into the scene.
Yep.
And,
they'll just
Andy's like, what are you watching? Fuck you.
Yep. Oh, man, I can picture it now. Heather walking downstairs as I'm watching this shit by myself on the couch.
And what
you doing, John?
What you're
watching
referring
animes.
to is called lolicon. Okay? And lolicon is liking of little girls. So how anime gets around this?
My wife's a little girl.
It's a very old trope.
But it's
hey,
they look like children.
She looks like she's 10. Don't worry, she's a 900-year-old vampire.
And yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing.
It's all the time.
They're bending the rules on things to make it okay.
Now she can take her shirt off at the Osen, and now you won't see nipples. Don't worry, but you'll see ass. 9-year-old, 900-year-old vampire.
9-year-old, 900-year-old vampire girl.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's weird.
I am not a fan of that. 100% super not a fan. I'm not a fan of the fan service. I think I really was when I was younger.
Well, the people it's the people who really get into it.
Yeah,
and I'll see that on Reddit of the people who are drawing their own stuff, and it's ugh.
Ooh, I haven't found those subreddits yet.
You're weird.
Neckbeards is pretty much as dark as I go now.
Our the subreddit
Yeah.
neckbeards?
Yeah.
Hey, have you heard everything that's going on with Reddit? Or with Reddit?
Yeah. With the blackouts and everything.
Yeah.
Fucking A. Rock on, man. Good for you guys.
So I use the actual app. So
I hate the app. I hate the app so much.
But that's all that I know. I was using an app years ago, and it got shut off.
You know what it's called?
No, because it was years ago. And it was a third-party app, and they shut it down. I'm like, well, this is stupid. And I lost all of this stuff.
Yeah.
Which really sucked. And then they said, well, you have to use this app now. So now I use the Reddit app, and it's not as good, but it's what I've been using for years.
So you're used to it, and
so I'm used to it. I don't really care.
The big thing,
people are crying and or just use the fucking app.
Well, do you know why? Because
if you're so from what I understood, if you're a moderator, it's going to be really awful.
Yes, that's where it boils down to.
Which, how weird is this? They want to make, what are they selling it for $11 billion, but the moderators work for free?
Free.
Wow, that's some fucky stuff right there.
The moderators work for free. They find tools to help them moderate and make the communities better in these third places to make a better community for everyone involved. And literally Reddit says, no, you can't use those tools. You should just be able to do it yourself.
Yeah, we're not going to pay you. Bye. I'm telling you, if our video keeps going down, I just might leave Reddit.
Really? Is that your go-to?
I love that is our videos is So I love our video.
Now I'm kind of interested in which ones I go to.
I think our video is like the #1 subreddit on Reddit.
Oh, not just you. It's all of them. That's like the big one.
Our videos.
Mine are Get Motivated, Advice Animals, and Anti-Work,
No, I'm on anti-work.
Anime in Real Life, Me in Real Life. The Me in Real Life, dude, I will sit on that all fucking day. It has gotten more accessibly dumb over the past year, but it used to be really fucking weird and out of the box. I used to like it a lot. Gone Wild Couples, Gone Wild Curvy, Gone Wild 30 Plus. What else do you look at Reddit for?
Oh boy. So I used to have a bunch of stuff on my phone. I had a few.
I got rid of them
things.
all, dude.
Oh my god. I had one on my phone and I fell asleep once.
Oh no!
Heather didn't know. She didn't know even what Reddit was. And I was like just scrolling through Reddit while I was going to bed and fell asleep, and it was just on my phone. Oh boy.
Was it on our 9-year-old, 900-year-old vampires?
No. It was on something. She was like, who the fuck are these girls? And I'm like,
Well,
she woke me up in the middle.
I get it.
Because it's just the girls after girls.
Correct.
And
especially if she doesn't know what the system is, and
she didn't know what the system was.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
thought like I was like
you were like talking to
talking
girls.
to these
Oh,
people.
Yeah.
and I'm just, and the thing is like I wasn't even on that. Like it was, and this is a huge reason. Like it would just have stuff pop up on just my normal run.
Oh, on like the all section? Yeah.
So I'd have something open and that thing would pop up and she would see it.
Right.
I'm like, I don't want this on here. I got rid of all of them.
Yeah, I did too. Except for trashy boners. I can't stop laughing at some of that shit.
I don't have any anymore. There are so many really good ones though.
I deleted.
What are some of the other ones you have?
Oh, no, I got rid of them all.
No. I'm talking about like just typical ones that you're on.
Hold My Beer, Hot Peppers, Imaginary Slice of Life, Interesting as Fuck, Japan Life, Japan Travel, Just Neckbeard Things. That's the neckbeard one I like. Me in Real Life is probably my favorite just because it's like weird. Off My Chest, if I need like a dose of reality, that's kind of like my go-to. Professors is really good because it's like other college teachers kind of helping each other out. Quit Your Bullshit. Sex Memes is fun. Shower Thoughts. I mean,
Shower Thoughts is a good
the
one.
normal ones, yeah. Trash Pandas because I love fucking raccoons. Uplifting news, useful websites, useful AI. I used to really like WTF, and now I fucking hate it. It's just like gross shit all the time. Gardening is fun too. Gardening is like a really therapeutic, good community. Like you never see anyone bashing each other on garden. You never see anyone going, well, this is how I do it. Everyone's like, good for you. This is great. Good job. And people will just post like pictures of their zucchinis and cucumbers. And people are like, that's amazing. And I love that.
Our weight loss is like that. Our weight loss is probably like
Is it the
most
positive?
Super wholesome. Yeah.
Oh, I like the wholesome stuff.
And when people like show like their progress photos, it's very helpful.
Yeah.
To see that stuff.
Right. It's almost like that's a third place where people go to help a community.
You piece of shit.